Oh, right, you need to know. Then from movie star and movie star.
Weddings, ada wedding bareng apa gitu. Dan itu saja. You only in the center, man. In the center there. You couldn't have the gym. 这边那个嘛，是这样的，是这样的。偏过来的不一样的是这样的。
Tidak kursi. Kamera. Cek okey tak?
Ya, boleh lah.
Cek okey ya?
Okey, okey. có thể这个是
They're killing me. How am I gonna get rid of that? Oh, yeah, I should record it. 可以啦，我都可以点一干。好，如果是可以的话，There's something like we can speak up better. 我会觉得很死。OK 啦，OK 啦，没有啦。
哪里有这样这种？
Good evening, Yishun! Hey, as a warm-up, let's get the crowd going. Let's do some exercise for our lungs and our throat. We play again. When I shout, Yishun, you shout, Oi. When I shout, Yishun, Yishun, what you say? Correct. When I shout, Yishun, 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 what you say? Correct. Very good. Okay, let's try. Try first. Yishun! Yishun, Yishun! Yishun, Yishun, Yishun! Thank you. OK， 现在我用华语来讲解一下。我的名叫陈俊良，我是 PAP 的成员之一，是今天来这边支援，做他们的这个群众大会的 MC 大家吃饱了没有？ 哎，你们很像没有力这样，刚才吃不够是吗？吃饱了没有？对了，就是这样，就是这样的 response。OK， 来用福建来问一下，你人吃饱了没？几十拜，吃饱了没 ？Very good。所以我们现在谢谢大家来我们这个义顺的群众大会，你们的支持对我们的党会很重要。Your support is very important for the PAP。你们知道今天为什么要来这边吗 ？You all know why you are here? Why? Why are you here today? PAP. Okay. What about PAP? You come here, when I ask you why you come here, you say, I come here because of PAP. Okay? What about PAP? What about PAP? Somebody give me an answer. What is PAP famous for? Huh? Our future, somebody shouted. Any other answer?
Always on our side!
Always on our side. Amen to that. Everybody, a round of applause. Okay? Since you say PAP is always on our side, then I think it's only right that we give a cheer today. Okay? This one, I won't tell you what to respond back. We try. Maju! 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 Thank you.
Thank you.
show Singapore what a Yishun spirit is all about. This is our place. 我们的地方。我们今天要给新加坡人看，我们Yishun的青春。Just now that one is like appetizer only. The main dish haven't come out yet. Main dish haven't come out yet. 天气很热，所以等他们出来的时候，还没出来的时候，喝多点水，你看我自己都没有声音了，喊得太大声了。哇，你都换很大声。你们兴奋吗？好呀，再跟你喝。Now, only center part only. What about the side here? Oh yeah, fire! Oh, you know, something just came to my mind. I was thinking, they are the Kallang wave. I want to try a Yishun wave at Yishun Stadium. You all want to try now? Try out! Over there! Okay, when I raise up my hand, you do the Yishun wave. 1, 2, 3! Hey, hello. Yo, wait. No, wait. Kallang wave. Okay? One more time. Must stand up. One more time. Yishun. 1, 2, 3. Go! Go! Alright. Okay. That's all that one more. I see you are sitting down there. Maybe you can't do already. Never mind. Now we try from here to the other side. Okay, Yishun. 1, 2, 3, go! Go! Give us a round of applause. Singapore is watching. This is Yishun. We will protect it. Nobody will come here and take away the Yishun spirit. So what exactly is the Yishun spirit? Later, our speakers will tell you. These are all very important, great people, young and old. They have all contributed greatly to the spirit of Yishun. Okay, in a moment, I will bring up the speaker. But for now, let me quickly wonder what it is. 我现在要。Now I will bring up all the speakers. Okay, thank you very much for your very warm welcome, showing the whole of Singapore the Nisun spirit. Without further ado, let me introduce to you our first speaker of the night. His name. Okay. I need the name for this first. This man has been involved in grassroots for more than 40 years. 40 years. He's a renowned and respected individual in Kebun Baru. What's the name? Oh, you see, never introduced people already shouting his name. His name is Tan Ah Peng. By the way, Tan Ah Peng, not Ah Peng, not Ah Peng, Tan Ah Peng. So, please. 部长。
Ke Samongan, Dr. Li Bihua， 费绍尔 ，Dr. 费绍尔，郭先川先生和王国官先生，各位同胞，阿弥好，大家晚上好。我在60年代，新加坡是一个荒岛小岛国，咱人的人民是比较艰苦，咱福建来讲较巧，咱就是靠这按摩英国军队，住在新加坡，多数的咱的国人都到这尼孙的兵营。新邦的兵营，甲这军港做工，就依靠英国人维持个生活。到1965年，咱就独立啦，新加坡独立啦。68年到71年，英军就爱宣布退。全部英军71年全部英军退，都离开新加坡的时阵，咱新加坡什么都无，龙头也无几间，咱多有的是树泥路，工作爱做工就真艰苦。在这段时间呢，咱人佫爱靠马来西亚的食水，有时佫爱甲咱禁掉，我国的英明的政府的领导之下呢，经过真多这咱的事实，今日呢，咱就无必要靠依赖的这西马的水源的问题已经解决。咱的人会家己会使做自用的来食水。佮讲咱咧徛的厝，伫计划的之下，大多数的咱的国人已经有家己的厝。咱的建国的总理李光耀先生已经把这新加坡这个无天然的资源的小个红点，打造今日会繁荣的大都市。咱对建国一代，咱的政府无忘记的，咱在新加坡做出的贡献，在全国的同学，咱人也推出的建国一代的这卡，来帮助在医疗减轻的负担。咱若有这卡这。红角夹出来，咱来讲有头小鱼烂，去到爱看哪棍，咱夹这夹出来，就会使扣。所以咱负担医药负担就减轻。由于李光耀先生承诺的今年的新年的政府，新加坡全岛的繁荣，全岛的进步， 所以呢，请咱莫袂记，伫9月11号的迄日，记得投咱的行动党一票。所以呢，可以打造明日更较好，加50年更较好。感谢各位，感谢。
As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Tan Ah Pek is a very respected grassroots leader on the ground in Kebun Baru. The next speaker, I tell you, 来头不小。我们的另外一个演讲者，有谁要猜他的名字吗？哇，我还没有讲什么，你们就懂他叫翁阿兴啊。有影正正意思死袂有力啊！哇，我看啊，看到你们这样热烈的欢呼啊，我相信也不用多讲了。我们的另外一个演讲者 ，Mr. 翁阿兴。
各位，我暗暝是叫我讲福建话，所以我讲福建话，希望你能听会晓。各位宜顺集团区的居民，你们大家好。在座各位朋友，你人也好。宜顺中的居民。感谢你来看到你人来，我敢若看到亲人，非常的感动。人民行动党宜顺选区候选人，大家都知影，波士顿也写出来。人民行动党宜顺。集选区候选人是3文根部长，对。李辉博士、飞沙、吴国光参、郭宪川2个。PAP 的团队是有魄力的、有爱心的，同时呢。交人民真正接近的，等下我解释你为什么。目前咱新加坡的人所关心的4、5项提出医药费，但是一路来过去5年来，政府不时的为新加坡人民添这为需要的新加坡人民添这公众援助金。社区关怀基金逐年本有加落去，保健基金，我相信大家有诶，年纪上我比大，我71岁了，你若有时需要的保健基金，了个保健储蓄户口填补，咱去即阵去宜顺县的这政府综合诊疗所，大家也有许多津贴，个。保险、社会保险这拢总是政府提供的。政府时不时都有在注意，也是讲咱经济好的点啥呢？国家财政的盈余呢，会增加呢，一定增加恁人对医药费的津贴。这咱的部长不时都有提出。第2项，人民所关心的就是徛厝、政府厝的问题。目前你有看到报纸，咱政府先推出了有10万个单位，会使预定的政府厝，就是按摩讲 PTO flats。同时，即阵提悬 尤其是新婚的夫妇，因人收入袂上悬的类啊，所以搁较侪人，虽然因过去袂使申请因为薪水超过，嘛即阵提悬了，因人爱申请政府厝。同时咧，为咱较巧的中下层的人民，也是讲中央叫中层收入的居民，协助因人提供对高家庭的津贴，互因人也有认为去买一个政府厝。单身的、杀拄乌鱼的、找无查某朋友交姻的，也是找无翁婿的，因人会使申请2房式的政府厝。了是家庭，城市咱的收入较无的，政府将去搁较侪设的政府厝，所以最后是大家都有能力徛政府厝。所以，咱来放心。虽然咱讲哦，真艰苦申请厝，但是一定有厝的。而且，咱的政府直直看行情安怎行，还是厝愈来愈少点时，咱就搁加起淡薄政府厝。所以，请您放心。了工作的问题，咱劳工部长新的劳工部直直讲，爱制作搁较侪职位的机会，互咱新加坡人。伊马路去做部长，无偌久就当选了吼。所以咱再看，协助无相工作、无相收入的新加坡人，会使趁搁较侪现金，比如讲，政府会将交法的头家参详，哦 ，OK， 了，生活费。目前的杂费啊、津贴啊、水好电津贴，甚至 GSC 的补助管，这拢总政府都有在做。读册政府也在斗骹手。总来讲，过去在政府财政有剩的款呢，都会出来提出来斗骹手有需要的帮助人民。今后也是相常，请大家放心。那我剩几分钟来讲。咱这宜顺全区会即摆带出来 PAP 出来竞选这人，我相信林军的三文根部长，1988年就做中邦的议员啦，27年啦，对无？大家捌三文根，尤其徛中邦的宜顺中的人都知影。你捌你27年了，到我今日啊，中邦这代宜顺中，甚至宜顺南、宜顺东在，真侪人有超过一半以上的居民，小捌三毛根，大细细，连囡仔读幼稚园的啊，因阿嬷带伊去巴萨，伊就跟阿嬷讲，奶奶，因为伊幼稚园的。教师是中国来的，所以不要叫阿嬷。伊讲奶奶啊，对面走那个来了，那个是部长啊。他幼稚园的儿童都会知影，这个都是三文根。27年，阿花李梅花，对不住，阿花较亲切。所以我叫阿辉。伫国会，伊伫国会讲上侪话，对无？提上侪问题，大家都知。今日咱争取真侪，哦。快沙伊是市长，所以特别是推政府咧答问题。了2个新的议员啊。你人都知影，因人是黄国光参过现川的，因人是三毛根的中邦机部学习 因为表现好，选出来做议员的。但是呢，做少年读册真强，因人也真有爱心，所以绝对无问题。我所讲的，宜顺选区的居民，咱真正幸福。虽然我是徛到安摩桥，但是呢，你想看卖，咱有一个外交部长，安尼照顾人民，安尼有爱心，对人大家人本好，来继续留落来宜顺集选区，来代表行动党参加竞选，这是咱宜顺集选区的福气。人讲，咱上重要的选议员，大家党就是大家党，中间各工人党的议员嘛，真正有学问的出来，咱也袂使讲因歹。但是重要的，咱有一个27年从政的经验的人，而且做过外交部无简单啊，外交部长，对阿西安内面啊，什么跟上名？因为外交部长那个王伯哦。阿西安内面的外交部长，大家是王不见王的，我你讲，报纸你就看到，哦，大家袂甘啊，拄捌了，咱的什么跟部长上好，交大家本会甘，所以呢，逐摆阿西安就尤其有问题。对美国、对中国的问题，都对出来讲话的，对无？所以时间无早，我再次要求大家这辈子兄弟姊妹，毋是咱自私，但是为了咱家己宜顺集选区人民的利益，为着咱今日的利益，下一代利益。咱定着爱选3文根部长，因为无管你什么问题，就是你有法律的问题，你会使找伊上有名的律师。虽然你袂使对你拍官司，但是真做好朋友，也是有名的律师，会退出来斗骹手伊人。你放心，莫讲无理，30、50尔，你免惊。好的律师，别人都爱1000、1万、几十万的。3文根介绍你去斗骹手了，你会去真正需要介绍去，20、30时咧讲无你10块、8块本会使。安尼的一个好的部长，你无支持是你讲，我都无做议员了，我来讲伊好话，我趁啥物？但是我必须爱凭良心来讲话。27年就是宜顺。部长，大细细都8个部长，应该爱选的。所以最后将你新鲜的一票投予人民行动党宜顺集选区的候选人，以3文根部长领军的人1票。感谢各位，感谢。卖袂记了哦，9月11號，9月11號一定愛投3文根1票，好無？感謝。
我们再给 Mr. 王阿兴热烈的掌声，好不好？ Okay, we have heard from two very senior, very experienced leaders of our community. The next two speakers will be younger speakers, but their contributions no less. Very important to the spirit of Yishun. You know, the last few days, I heard on the ground, some people say, wow, opposition nowadays, candidate quality very good, many lawyers. I say, really? Let me tell you, some of the best lawyers that I've seen with the best heart are here in Yishun. The next speaker is an upcoming lawyer, a commercial litigator. He stays in Yishun, and he's very active with Mendaki and the Association of Muslim Professionals. He's passionate about serving the Malay community in Yishun. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Mr. Ahmad Firdaus Daud.
Good evening, residents of Yishun GRC. Friends and fellow Singaporeans, my name is Firdaus, and I'm so happy to be here with you today. I am a 31-year-old lawyer, still single, and I live in a 4-room flat with my family at Yishun Avenue 4, so some of you might be my neighbors. I would like to talk about two things tonight: gratitude and hope. I learned gratitude and hope from my parents. My mother lost both her parents by the time she was 13. And as one of 10 siblings, they had to struggle to survive, but they made it. When I was growing up, my parents would often bring my sisters and I on visits to the orphanage. They would often find ways to help others. It made me remember that there are always others who need more help. This perspective helped me when we went through very tough times. We went through a time when the electricity was cut and the lights were off, and we struggled to keep a roof over our heads. I decided that I wanted to work and not pursue a degree, but my mother, she insisted that I studied. And when I got accepted to SMU, I said, "Now what? We cannot afford this." She said, "Don't worry, there is always hope. We can always get help in this country, from friends, from the family, from the government." And it's true. I would not have made it without the tertiary tuition fee subsidy provided by Mendaki and various scholarships and schemes that helped along the way. And we would not be living in Yishun if not for a third HDB loan. So I am very grateful, especially to my parents. They are over there. They are ordinary Singaporeans who had an extraordinary belief. They believed that if they worked hard in this country, that they could build a better life for themselves and for their children. This belief kept me going. And the hard work paid off, because this is a country that enables you to succeed. And you and I know that this is not necessarily true in other parts of the world. So as a young Malay Singaporean, let me share with you a few other things that I am grateful for. I am grateful for the peace and harmony that we have in our multiracial and multicultural country. When there was an incident in Dhoby Ghaut some weeks ago, when a Muslim sister had her hijab pulled off from behind, apparently by a tourist, it shocked us. It shocked us because these things don't happen in this country. In this country, we respect one another. Yes, there will always be a few stray ones who may say or do something to disrupt our racial harmony, but our stand is clear. We will be firm, and we will stamp that out. I'm also grateful that I have been able to practice my religion without worry. I do not take for granted that in a country where the Malay Muslim community makes up around 13% of the population, that we have been able to have most of our needs met. We have 69 mosques in Singapore. We have strong progressive madrasas that provide comprehensive religious and secular education. Alhamdulillah, we can practice the core tenets of our faith in peace. And I am grateful for the attention and assistance that our low-income families have received in this country, including those in my community. I believe that the Malay Muslim community has progressed a lot, but there are still some who have stumbled and need assistance to survive. We know that we have to work hard to get ahead. And we want to. We just need a little help. That is why I am grateful for all the assistance schemes and support networks provided on the national level by the ministries, the CDCs, and the FSCs, and on the community level by MUIS, Mendaki, and other Malay Muslim organizations. For people in my situation who have had to sell their house, some of them were able to turn to a rental flat. The government provides 60,000 rental flats at $25 to $100 rent per month. 60,000 is 6% of all the flats in Singapore, give or take. Let me tell you this, it makes a whole world of difference when you have a roof over your head. This is, to me, one of the most critical roles that government plays. To be the provider when some of us have no one else to turn to be the light and hope when all other lights go out. Now, my fellow Singaporeans, we are not perfect. There are things that we have to work on and change. But I love my imperfect country. I love that we are a work in progress. And I love that there are so many of us who are willing to work to make our country progress. It is because of how much we have achieved so far together that I have reason to hope that we can build a greater nation. And I am hopeful. I hope for a country where we can put to rest any prejudice, real or perceived, a country where all Singaporeans are free to practice all aspects of their beliefs. This is a work in progress, but I believe we will get there one day. I hope we continue to be a compassionate country where we are able to uplift every single family, every single Singaporean who needs help. You see, I've learned that there are so many assistance programs provided by the government. Some go to MPS, CDCs, and FSCs, yet there are some who do not know of the help they can get. I'm personally very interested to do something about this gap, to make our support networks more efficient and to make information even more accessible. We need our MPs, but I think ordinary Singaporeans can do so much to contribute to the nation. I have gathered a few friends and we are excited to do our part. And I hope for a country where the people and the government work in tandem and in trust to provide the best jobs and build the best home for all Singaporeans. At the Bukit Panjang rally, DPM Taman admitted that, and I quote, "We are not a perfect country. We are not a perfect government. There's more to do. And we are quite straight about it. We are honest about it." Contrary to what is being alleged by others, it is clear that this government speaks with honesty and humility. This gives me hope that we can build a future Singapore which continues to enable Singaporeans to succeed, a place that I would be proud to call home. So the question is, how do we get there? On Friday, we will all have to choose. For me, I believe in a team that has defied the odds and built a world-class economy and city, not just 50 years ago, but a team that has kept it going today as well. I believe in a team that has provided for all Singaporeans, regardless of race or religion, and even when we sometimes take things for granted. I believe in a team that is willing to do whatever needs to be done to build this country, a team that will stay the course, especially when the measures are unpopular but necessary. Now, times are tough, and we are told that we need to work even harder. Yet, the true measure of a people's strength is how they rise and overcome the tough times. This is that time for Singapore. I believe we all have that iron in us. We will do what is hard, and we will achieve what is great. That is why, my fellow Singaporeans, and I say this in gratitude and in hope, my vote will be for the People's Action Party, and I hope that yours will be too. Majulah Singapura! Thank you very much.
You know, they say lawyers can talk very well, very smart in talking. But to have a lawyer who can do, who can give back to the community. Ahmad Firdaus is from Yishun. Tonight, you show Singapore what the Yishun spirit is all about. The next speaker is also a young speaker. From what I heard, she run very fast. Very, very fast. 一早死袂緊，我聽講。And 一直營造來參加的正正。She is also a resident of Yishun. And Yishun, I'm telling you, you really have something to be so proud of. You have lawyers who give back to the community, and now you have an Olympian. The next speaker represented Singapore in the 100-meter hurdles in the 2012 Summer Olympics. Remember, again, she is from Yishun. She holds many national records. And without further ado, let me introduce you to the next speaker, Dimna Lim Prasad.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dipna, and I want to start off my speech by sharing with you my sporting journey and express my gratitude to all those who have helped me achieve what I have today. While studying for my PSLE examinations in primary 6 way back in 2003, the government was promoting sports excellence and was setting up the Singapore Sports School. The following year, in 2004, I joined the Singapore Sports School as part of their first batch of students. Over the years, as my interest in sports continued to grow, I decided to apply to NTU's Sports Science and Management degree. During my application process, however, I encountered some difficulties. I thought that my hopes for furthering my studies in Singapore that year would be dashed. During the appeal process, I approached several people for help, including my MP, Dr. Lee Biwa. Clearly, you all know Dr. Lee, and I think you all know that she's a real fighter. For my case, it was Dr. Lee who pushed hard, and it was discovered that there was an administrative error. And I did actually qualify. Once corrected, I was accepted into NTU. Miss Lee, thank you. Last year, I graduated from NTU, and since graduating, I've been pursuing my passion in sports full-time. I'm a national runner, and I know some of you may be wondering what that means. Someone had even asked me, so you just jog around your house and then you get money, ah? The answer is no, not really, not exactly. My job is actually to just train hard and represent Singapore at international competitions, such as the Olympics or the SEA Games. Another question I often get is how can I afford to be a national athlete in Singapore? And the answer is actually quite simple. I knew that in a meritorious country such as Singapore, I just had to train hard and reach a certain level of high performance. Then I would write into Sports Singapore for government scholarships and private companies to ask them for their support. I also knew that I had to be self-reliant, and so after graduating from university, I applied for courses to continue my learning and applied for part-time jobs to supplement my income as well. So again, when people ask me what I do for a living, while my response often gets curious looks, the curiosity soon transforms into smiles and words of encouragement as I begin to explain. Fellow Singaporeans come up to me and tell me that they are proud that I'm pursuing my dream. And this is how I know that Singapore is evolving. Everyone says that Singapore is a dynamic city, and we are constantly changing. And we see that in our skyline, it's constantly changing, and this change is obvious. But for me, a quieter but more important change is happening. If you look closely, you'll notice that our social and traditional mindsets are shifting. Unusual careers such as running or singing are becoming more common. There is a shift in how Singaporeans view success, and we are no longer bound by the classroom or the grades that are reflected on our report card. Singapore is a place where you can pursue your dreams. Our local talent in many areas such as the arts are thriving, and our young entrepreneurs are growing their businesses on home ground. Closer to heart, our sporting efforts, saw my fellow Team Singapore athletes shine at the recent SEA Games. Did you guys watch it? The Games wasn't just about sports or athletes. It was actually about Singaporean unity. It was also about ordinary Singaporeans, proud fathers, concerned mothers, and aspiring children, all coming together to support, participate, and volunteer. When our injured Silat athlete broke down after receiving his gold medal, we all cried with him. And when the national anthem recording broke down halfway through the swimming girls' gold medal presentation ceremony, we sang even louder. The Games truly embodied the Singapore spirit. And so, as you watch these high-risers shoot up, if you pay attention, you'll notice that social fences and barriers are being lowered and removed. Another social barrier I want to speak to you about tonight is gender equality. As a girl growing up in Singapore, my future career was never limited to an MCQ selection of female-dominant industries. My parents encouraged me to explore all my options, and every year my dream job changed. What was your dream job growing up? What are your children's dream jobs now? Do they want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, or a baker? I wanted to be all of those things, and after watching Jurassic Park, I wanted to become an archaeologist. So I started digging my garden looking for dinosaur bones. Through it all, my parents supported me, even if that meant me being covered in soil and digging up plants. My point is that regardless of your race, language, religion, or gender, we are all able to pursue our dreams. Your dream starts with you, it grows with your family and loved ones, and in Singapore, your dreams can become a reality. Before I go, I just want to thank you all for coming. I've been given an opportunity to do something for Singapore, and I'm thankful for what I have and the opportunities that I've been given. I'm sure that more Singaporeans will step up and do Singapore proud. Thank you so much.
Like I mentioned earlier, Nisun, she's an Olympian. Let's give a round of applause for Dipna. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to introduce our candidates for tonight. And first up, this person is a candidate for Kebun Baru. What's her name? What's his name? What's his name? Yes. This person, he has served not in one, but in two grassroots. In Chong Pang and then in Kebun Baru. And he has done a lot to improve our municipal issues, our transport systems. And since the audience already reminded me, you already shouted out the name, without further ado, but let me introduce the full name lah. Kwek Hing Chuan Henry.
Dear residents, selamat malam. 大家晚上好. Good evening, everybody. My name is Henry Kwek Hian Chuan. How are you all doing tonight? Over the last 8 days, I have the chance to meet so many of you. Thank you, truly, for the kind words of support. And thank you for coming tonight, even though this is not the best weather. Thank you. In 3 days, you will be voting. And when you cast your vote, it is very important to know who you are voting for. Does this person understand you? Does this person care for you? does this person fight for what you believe in? So let me first share with you what I believe in. Like you, I believe in a caring government that listens. Like you, I believe in a compassionate society. Like you, I want a Singapore that can create a better life for all, regardless of background, race, regardless of language or belief. And like you, I want the right people to bring Singapore forward. Now allow me to tell you more about myself. I grew up in a 3-room flat in Beach Road along with 6 other of my family members. My parents were Chinese educated. My mom was a teacher, and my dad was a unionist who then became a businessman. We were no different from most Singaporeans. But as Singapore progressed, my family also progressed, and my family also worked hard. I'm grateful to my family. I'm grateful for Singapore for providing me with the opportunities I never had. Now, some of you may be familiar with this. In Kebun Baru, there's a place called Jalan Lebans. And in Jalan Lebans, there's a Hong Kong cafe. Many, many years ago, it used to be called Sahi Supermarket, Sanxi. My dad used to run that supermarket. And when I was young, I used to be hanging out in Jalan Lebans, running around. Later on, my dad started running a supermarket in Chong Pang. So that's why I was running around in Chong Pang too. Now, running a small business can be very challenging, but it also can be very enriching. To recognize the regular customers, to know their needs, and over the years, I hope to know every one of you, be your friend, and be part of the community. And now, let me share with you about something I care deeply about, which is to create a better life for all, regardless of background. As a young man, I volunteer as a teacher in a Kaki Bukit prison school. This experience shaped me. At the prison school, I learned as much as I taught. I got along very well with my students. We shared our hopes and dreams. I was very close to them. The students were eager to be given a chance to learn. Many of them were very hardworking and focused. But in between the classes, I would think hard about the situation that they faced. Sometimes in life, some of us fall through the crack. Sometimes in life, unexpected things happen. So what we need to do as a society is to get someone to help us back to our feet again. Therefore, creating opportunities for everybody is something that's very important to me. I believe in second chances. I will fight for this. Now let me talk a bit about Kebun Baru. Kebun Baru is at the verge of transformation. Within the next 5 to 7 years, we'll have 2 new MRT stations, a new development along Lentor Street, the new North-South Expressway, cycling paths, upgrading of HDB estates, upgrading of private estates. So Kebun Baru will be a much better place. To oversee the transformation of Kebun Baru, I hope you can trust me. But home is people and not just a place. It is the people that make Kebun Baru so special. Over the last few days, I've walked through almost every street, every block in Kebun Baru. I've met thousands and thousands of you. It is not easy for me to remember all your names, but I remember your faces. I remember your hopes and dreams, your fears and concern. If elected, I will be your voice in Parliament. Your voice in Parliament. In Parliament, when we discussed about housing, I will remember the one among you who had financial difficulties, who is just trying to find a roof over your head. In Parliament, when we talk about entrepreneurship, I remember the entrepreneurs who I met who are just trying to transform your passion into business, who are struggling with cost and bureaucracy. In Parliament, when we talk about our elderly, I'll remember not just the faces of our elderly, but also the family members, the caregivers, and the daily difficulties that you all face. I will work with you to find a solution, and I will bring them to Parliament. And I'll do so with you, the people, at the heart of everything we do. In Chinese, we call this 以民为本. Your needs will always be on my mind, and I'll always be on your side. Thank you. As I said in my introductory speech, Singapore is at the crossroads. On the one hand, there's a lot of promise that we can be proud of. Singapore could be a city of tomorrow. We can be an exceptional country, strong, yet compassionate, wealthy, yet responsible. On the other hand, we face many challenges. Our population is aging, and that has tremendous implication to us. We remain a small country in an increasingly uncertain world. Can we achieve our promise? Can we overcome our challenges? It depends on you. It depends on all of us on whether we can come together and create a future that we all believe in. So as you vote this Friday, ask yourself these questions. Do you want a compassionate society? Do you want a government that creates opportunities for everybody? Do you want Singapore to remain exceptional? So will you vote for me and the Yishun team? Let's work together to create and build a better Kebun Baru, a better Yishun, and a better Singapore. Thank you and good night.
Wow, just some 3 years ago when I came to Yishun, Chongpang, they tell me in this part of the country, the food here very nice. Agree or not? Agree or not? But I didn't know. Yishun also got many talented, very caring and very inspiring people. Agree? Agree? Round of applause again for Mr. Henry Quack. The next speaker is a friend I know some years back. This guy, I tell you, is something else. He put the money where the mouth is. He has one of the biggest hearts I've seen in this country, and I kid you not. Okay? This is a man with a lot of heart for the community, for the people, and also for animals. What's his name? One more time, what's his name? Yes, his name is Ng Kok Kwang Louis.
大家晚上好。A very good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening at our Yishun rally. I thought I spend this evening sharing with you what my dreams are for Yishun, what my dreams are for Singapore, and I think very importantly, what my values are and what my beliefs are. About a year ago, my mother was asked by the media what our family values are. How did she bring me up when I was a kid? She replied that our family had 3 values. It was honesty, integrity, and compassion. Indeed, that was what they brought me up with. That's what they taught me. But most importantly, they didn't just teach me, they showed me. And my parents were my biggest role model. I learned the most from not what they teach, but what they showed me, and what they showed me by example. But they didn't just teach me 3 values of honesty, integrity, and compassion. They taught me a lot more. My dad taught me a lot more than that. It is always painful to talk about my dad because he's passed on. And I miss him a lot. But I always share that it is only through him and only through stories of him that you understand why I am the person I am today. My dad spent his last few days at the hospital. And in his last few days, he taught perhaps the most important lessons of the last 37 years of my life. Perhaps it was a summary of all the lessons that he taught me. But the nurses always told us that my dad was still giving feedback, even in his last few breaths. He not just gave feedback, but he numbered the feedback. Somehow he still had the mental capacity to tell the nurse, this is your first, this is the second, this is the third feedback. Feedback so that things can get better. But Daddy knew that the feedback that he gave would never benefit him because he was on his way out. But that was Daddy. He gave the feedback so that others would benefit. He always taught me to speak my mind, to speak up for others, and to always give more than to receive. My daddy's final wish also was to pass on at home. And when we knew that the time was up, we started to process the terminal discharge. When we were signing the documents, I remember the nurses passed me his MC. And I was surprised because why would you give an MC for my dad who was about to pass on? I was bewildered. And I think the nurses could see that I was shocked. But the nurses told me that it was my dad's wishes that he be given an MC for the time he was away from work. And that perhaps was his last lesson to me. Daddy was a shining example of what strong work ethic meant. A shining example of what loyalty meant. He worked at his company for 42 years and was employed till his last breath. But honesty, integrity, and compassion aren't just my values. They're not just my family's values, but they're the values of the PAP. And it's for that reason, it's why I joined the party. But we don't just talk about honesty and integrity at the PAP, we practice it wholeheartedly. We not just talk about compassion, but we enshrine it in our constitution when we talk about compassionate meritocracy. So tonight, I ask for your vote. A vote for a party who will always have integrity, who will always be compassionate. I ask for your vote for a party who have people who, like my daddy, will always speak up for you, who will have strong work ethics, and who will always be loyal to Singapore. I also personally ask for your vote so that I have an opportunity to do more for Yishun, to do more for Singapore, and to do more in more diverse ways. I ask for your vote, like Henry, so that I can be your voice in Parliament, to not just listen to you with my ears and my heart, but to speak up for you in Parliament. And I will speak up about issues that I care about. Animal welfare, volunteerism, parenthood. I will speak up and champion those issues, but more importantly, I will speak up and champion issues that residents of Yishun care about. I will ensure that your concerns are heard in Parliament. But the discussions shouldn't be limited to just Parliament. I think it's crucial that we engage you, we get your concerns, your feedback, and make sure that they're incorporated into the bills before we even discuss them in Parliament. And I think that is crucial. Many of you know me as an activist from the advocacy community for the last 14 years. I've devoted almost my entire adult life towards speaking up, towards making a difference, towards serving the community because I feel it is important. But I'm not here today to talk the talk. I'm here today to walk the talk with you. And walk the talk that I've done now for the last 14 years. I started my charity Acres when I was an undergraduate in NUS. Many people told me that I would fail. I was just a small boy with a big dream, with no resources, no support, no money. But I fought passionately to make it succeed. I fought with every last breath to make sure that we would succeed. But along the way, I failed. I failed many times. But I took each failure as an important lesson I had to learn from. And I fought each failure passionately to overcome it. And I never gave up. Giving up was never part of my DNA. And today we have a very passionate team at Acres who come to work every day to make a difference. And I'm privileged now to be given an opportunity to serve the residents of Yishun. I hope you give me an opportunity now to build a community. I will fight passionately, never give up, to ensure that Yishun becomes an iconic hub of the North. We will build and we will continue building more amenities to ensure that we become an even more amazing and even more vibrant town. But that's the hardware of the town. I also want to focus on the hardware, which I feel is equally important. I want to make sure we develop community projects with the community, run by the community and for the community. I want to make sure that Yishun is not just a place you live in, a place where you work in, but a place that you can truly call your home, and a place where all your friends live in. I want to make sure that we strengthen our community spirit, the Singapore spirit. We celebrated SG 50 last month. It's been 50 amazing years for Singapore. And as we move to the next 50 years, I hope we not just remember the values that our pioneer built Singapore with, but we ensure that we strengthen these values. We make it even better as we move towards SG 100. And so tonight, I ask for your vote. I ask for your vote for honesty, for integrity, for compassion. I ask for your vote for a Yishun team who will always speak up for you, who will always be on your side. I ask for your vote so that we have an opportunity to continue working with you, for you, and for Singapore. Thank you, everyone.
在几个月前，很不幸的就是我们黄国光 Louis 他的父亲过世了。可是当时我也知道，国光他已经参与了基层活动。父亲过世了，当然很伤心。可是我本身他还继续的去基层那边活动，继续的服务人民。这就是我们义顺集选区所需要的人才，对不对？ 对吧 ？The next speaker that I'm going to introduce you, wow, very impressive. Why do I say that? Thank you. He is the candidate for Yishun Central. Parliamentary Secretary for Transport and Health. Louder, come on! Singapore is watching! Come on! Wow, why I say this one very powerful? I heard he can sing Hokkien song. 伊要唱Hokkien 歌，愛拼才會贏。我問天，我講啦，免問天，你問伊就好了。No need to ask him tonight the song, huh? So the next speaker, Associate Professor Muhammad Faizal Ibrahim.
Selamat malam, vanakkam, good evening everyone. How are you doing? Thanks for coming, friends. Why are we here today? We are here today because we support honesty and integrity. We are here today because we believe in action. We are here today because we know we can shape our Yishun when we vote on Friday. Friends, let me share something with you. A few days ago, a reporter asked the Workers' Party, are there some local issues you are interested in for Yishun? Guess what they said? They said, I quote, we will take a look if we are elected, unquote. In short, why plan? They have nothing planned for Yishun. I feel Yishun residents deserve much more respect from them. Do you agree? Can you trust those who say they care for you but have no plans for your future? We have been honest and upfront. The Yishun GRC PAP team, where our manifesto sent to you, clearly sets out what we have done, what are our plans, and what Yishun will be like in the future. Why is it important? Because it concerns our life. Because it concerns our future. We don't wait till after election to decide what to do. We think ahead, we plan for the future. If we look around, Yishun is physically transforming. The facilities and the amenities are upgraded, and in time to come, we will have our North Point City, a vibrant town center, an integrated transport hub, bus, MRT, cycling track, all here in Yishun. And Yishun will be the heartbeat of the North. Residents of Yishun and friends, all of us have a stake in Yishun and our dear country, Singapore. When you vote on September 11, make that choice to vote the PAP. You have chosen to vote for honesty integrity, and action. You have chosen to vote for a team who is always on your side, and that is PAP. And now, allow me to continue my speech in Malay. Penduduk-penduduk Yishun, saya telah berkhidmat di Yishun selama 4 tahun. Saya bukan saja di sini sebagai wakil anda, malahan saya telah berkenalan satu sama lain dan menjadi teman bagi ramai. Ramai yang menganggap saya sebagai kawan mereka. Terima kasih saya ucapkan ikhlas dari hati saya. Saya dapat memerhatikan banyak kemajuan yang telah dicapai oleh penduduk-penduduk Melayu kita. Ini termasuk bidang pendidikan, sukan, budaya dan lain-lain. Dalam pendekatan saya di kedai kopi, masjid-masjid dan rumah penduduk, saya boleh merasakan kekuatan silaturahim di kalangan penduduk-penduduk di sini. Keakraban yang terjalin selama ini adalah kekuatan kita bersama di Yishun. Sebagai anggota Parlimen Melayu, saya telah bekerja rapat dengan anda demi memastikan masyarakat kita dapat bergerak bersama dengan Singapura. Dalam pembangunan yang pesat, ini sebagai satu masyarakat majmuk yang berbilang bangsa dan agama, kita harus berhati-hati membincangkan tentang isu-isu sensitif. Isu-isu ini tetap dekat di hati saya. Pada masa yang sama, kita perlu mempertimbangkan keharmonian kaum serta kestabilan negara kita, Singapura. Kita harus bersikap bijaksana dalam menyelesaikan masalah kita. Bab pepatah Melayu, menghela rambut dalam tepung. Rambut jangan putus, tepung jangan berserak. Teman sekalian, seringkali apabila mahu membuat sesuatu kerja atau mengutarakan pendapat, haruslah kita berhemah tinggi serta bijaksana agar martabat bangsa Melayu kita terjaga. Adat kita penuh dengan kesopanan dan adalah tanggungjawab kita sebagai anak Melayu mengekalkan kesopanan dan kesantunan bangsa kita. Saya berpegang kepada prinsip memperjuangkan isu-isu secara bertanggungjawab dan pada masa yang sama berpegang teguh nilai-nilai bangsa kita. Dengan rendah hati dan atas dasar keikhlasan, keihsanan serta dedikasi, kami, pasukan yang prihatin akan harapan anda. Kami, pasukan yang berwawasan dengan rancangan yang terperinci untuk Yishun. Kami, pasukan yang menjadi tunjang, tulang belakang yang menyokong kemakmuran kehidupan anda dan keluarga anda di Yishun. Undilah dengan penuh rasa tanggungjawab. Undilah untuk menentukan corak langkah kesejahteraan kehidupan seterusnya. Siapakah yang akan mewakili anda di Parlimen? Siapakah yang memastikan estet perumahan anda terjaga serta dipertingkatkan? Siapakah yang akan memastikan hala tuju negara kita? Siapakah? Dan siapakah yang akan meningkatkan mutu kehidupan anda dan anak-anak anda? Kami sentiasa di pihak anda, memikirkan kesejahteraan anda. Kami sentiasa di pihak anda, menjadikan Yishun bandar makmur di utara. Kami sentiasa di pihak anda, untuk keluarga Yishun. Akhir kata, undilah PAP! PAP! Vote for the bill! Vote for the PAP! Thank you!
哎呀，你能无叫伊唱歌？免求了吗？你能问伊了吗？了，好，再来一次热烈的掌声 ，Associate Professor Faisal。我很早以前就听说过，新加坡北部有一朵花。你们知道我在讲什么吗？我讲的是谁？什么花？在新加坡，他们讲小混混哈，男孩子的我们叫阿成阿明哈，对不对？女孩子我们叫阿莲阿辉啦。我跟你讲，这个阿辉很厉害，你们大家都认识，也就是我们尼孙之花。他的名字叫什么？What's her name? I don't need to say much 啊 ，OK， 不用讲太多。我们的另外一个演讲者和竞选者，我这个秘书招我，就是我们的 Dr. 李炳华。
My name is Libiwa. And my Yishun residents affectionately call me Ahoy. Thank you for being here this evening. First, let me say a few words in Malay. Saya telah berkhidmat di sini selama 10 tahun. Saya sentiasa bekerja keras untuk meningkatkan infrastruktur, lebih banyak laluan berbumbung, lebih banyak bas dan lebih banyak pusat jagaan kanak-kanak. Saya pertimbangkan dan usahakan setiap rayuan anda. Saya mula memberikan beras di sesi bertemu penduduk, berseri pendidikan untuk anak-anak daripada keluarga berpendapatan rendah. Saya faham kerana saya juga dari keluarga yang miskin. Anda telah melayan saya dengan mesra dan menyokong saya selama ini. Dan kini, jika anda memberikan saya peluang sekali lagi, saya akan lakukan yang terbaik untuk Anda. Terima kasih. Now, let me switch to Channel 8. 谢谢大家今晚的到来。你们有一些是来支持我，有一些则还在考虑。那么，那一些还在考虑的，我请你们回答3个问题。第一，哪一个政府能让你们在国际上金色比呢？第二，谁能在国会讲出你的心声？第三，谁能改善你的生活环境？第一个问题，我不需要多讲了。我们2011年已经失去了杨荣文准将，我们可以再失去一个很能干的外交部长吗？现在大家出国，人家问你从哪里来，你会很骄傲的说我是新加坡人。假如我们的政府老牙的话，人家问你是从哪一个国来的，我想你会头低低，碎碎声会讲啊。第二个问题是，谁能在国会讲出你的心声？工人党讲，他们要在国会为你们讲话，所以呢，上一次阿朱尼的居民就把他们送入了国会。你们知道，从2011年到现在，谁是在国会上发问最多的国会议员吗？不是工人党的任何一个国会议员哦，拍谁拍谁，是义顺的阿花。而且呢，我不是讲讲而已哦，我的很多意见都已经成为全国的政策。比如说，地铁站旁边的天桥，为什么有电梯？因为阿辉在国会讲到成功为止。4层楼的主屋为什么有电梯？是我说服 HDB 的。单身人士可以买新的主屋，3代同堂的家庭可以买3代同堂的主屋，也是因为我在国会面皮厚厚嘎嘎讲啊。还有，你们要在 Springleaf 的河边建走道，国防部讲 那边是他们土地，居民不可以去那边走，所以不可以建走道。我就想一想，要怎样的去建那走道？那条河是属于 PUB 的，我就叫 PUB， 你建一条走道就叫做 PUB Maintenance Service Path， 我的居民就该走了咯。你们都知道，我在国会里，无论是哪一个部长，如果有机会为居民请命，如果有机会为居民争取福利，我一定毫不犹豫的给球。工人党呢，他们在国会讲的东西，有哪一样真正的改变了你们的生活？他们讲外来人口不能够增加，那么又讲他们欢迎真正的外来人才。我很仔细的听，不过他们到底在讲什么，我还是了不久啊。其实呢，他们是在挖风挖火，一直改变立场来讨好选民。没有外来人口，我们的小生意要怎么生存呢？他们根本没有真正的解决办法。我问你们，他们是有效的反对党吗？他们也讲他们爱新加坡，讲他们是负责任的反对党。不过前几天他们在义顺的群众大会，有一个演讲者林一平讲李光耀骗人，本来讲要退休，却到死都不放手。他们怎么可以侮辱我们心爱的建国总理呢？我问你们，他们爱国不爱国？他们是爱国的反对党吗？同样的群众大会，袁彦松讲他们不会做人身攻击，不过林一平却骂我们的沙木个部长是狗。骂阮人的部长是狗啊！我问你人，伊人安尼款做是对无？你爱安尼款的反对党无？第三个问题是，谁会改变你的生活环境？他们会管你的市政理事会吗？太复杂了，我不想讲。不过，他们的确没有把足够的钱转入市政会的累积基金。累积基金是用来应付长期的维修费用的。累积基金如果没有钱，你旧的电梯就不可以替代，你的生命是不是有危险？可能现在还看不到，不过10年过后还没有维修，那么危险的就不只是你，还有你的孩子、你的孙子。他们 也要了解义顺，才能改善义顺。这次他们派来的都是新人，他们来过义顺几次？不要讲平时哦，就连大选时候，每天晚上，他们在哪里？有在义顺吗？有啦，只有一晚啦，可能是他们在义顺的群众大会，其他的晚上都在其他的群众大会。那么想想，选中的时候呢，他们不懂会跑去哪里呀？那你们不知道，我跟你讲，最近几个月，他们开始派一个人来，叫做 Shanit 的人。那你知道他怎么了？没有多久，他退出工人党。啊，为什么？因为他不赞成工人党派一群新的候选人来挑战我们，他要老教来。阿强、阿莲继续哭在阿鲁尼亚，因此他不干了。哇，这次他一不干呢，阿莲挺头痛的哦。两东西不可多了扯狼哈，他就换了一个叫古密信的人来。哎呦，你们知道谁是古密信吗？不知道啊，你知道吗？我也不知道。我是从报纸上看到的。古密信上一次呢，也在工人党，因为工人党说不需要他参选，所以呢，他就跳出工人党。哎呦，安尼款意思就是讲哦，工人党啊，本来啊也是家己伊无 standard 的啦。现在却派他来这边，为什么呢？因为选你退出，伊无人了咯，啊无许下也好啦。安尼啊，工人党是毋是真看袂起咱义顺的人啊？义顺的朋友们，这些年来，我都很用心的聆听居民的心声。我在义顺南所做的一切，大家有目共睹，有很多计划。我还为你们争取到小贩中心和大型的托儿所。这些是新的计划，我要确保这些项目如期完成。除此之外，我也要争取义顺的小贩中心由义顺的居民来经营，让居民有工作，也有价廉物美的三餐。Springleaf 的居民要过马路去 Lendo Avenue 的 bus stop， 需要走桥下。我自己去看过，我自己去走过。他们知道那个地方在哪里吗？我要争取卡迪地铁站周围有更多有盖走廊。他们知道哪些地方需要有盖走廊吗？不要看到 大牌858到卡迪地铁站没有盖走廊，就要拿来讲吼。其实呢，我阿辉已经争取到了。我们会建一条很长的有盖走廊，连接大牌858，经过油站，经过 NTUC， 一直到卡迪地铁站。快要动工了，明年中应该能够完成。不要讲那些新人没有计划，连他们的阿桃刘成强来义顺的时候接受访问，记者问他：“你对义顺有什么计划？”他讲：“现在没有计划，如果当选，他才有计划。”你要把一个好好的阿辉，好好的 PAP 团队，去换一个没有计划的工人党吗？总而言之，无论在国会里或是在国会外，我肯定我阿辉行动党会做得比工人党更好。请你们把票投给我，好不好？大票投好过会使不？感谢，谢谢 ，Thank you， terima kasih。
哇，现在每个人喊到这么嗨啊！我们要不要为我们的顶部之花，我们的阿辉再来一场热烈的掌声，好不好？各位。谢谢你们的支持。我们到了今天这个群众大会的尾声。哦，我也把纸给丢掉了，为什么 ？I crush away my paper because we have come down to the last speaker of this rally. I don't need to look at my paper anymore. Oh, this man, the final speaker. I say. I say, since 1988, 27 years. The sun of Hongkong and the bright of Lincoln. Tell me. What is this? What is this? What is this? Here is the state governor.
Friends, first, a few words in Tamil, my mother tongue. Yeah. I'm proud that in Singapore, I can stand in front of a crowd like this and speak in Tamil. நீசூன் தொகுதி வாக்காளர்களே, உங்களுக்கு எனது முதற்கண் வணக்கம். பல ஆண்டுகளாக மக்கள் செயற்கட்சி உங்களுக்கு பணிபுரிந்து வருகிறது. உங்களுடைய சுற்றுப்புறம் தேவைகளை பூர்த்தி செய்ய நாங்கள் முழு மனதுடன் பாடுபட்டு வருகிறோம். உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை எங்களுக்கு தந்தீர்கள். தொடர்ந்து உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை தருமாறு தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறோம். நானும் எனது சக குழுவினரும் உங்களுக்கு பணிபுரிய தொடர்ந்து பாடுபடுவோம். நீசூன் ஜொலிக்க வேண்டும், மேலும் சிறந்த நகரமாக வேண்டும். அதற்கு உங்களுடைய ஆதரவை, வாக்கை எங்களுக்கு இந்த நண்பகமான குழுவிற்கு அளியுங்கள். நன்றி, வணக்கம். Friends, residents of Yishun, fellow Singaporeans, you heard two seniors, Mr. Tan and Mr. Ong Ah Hing. Then you heard Mohammed Firdaus and Dipna Lim, representing a young, new generation, the very best of our young generation with their aspirations. One athlete, the other a lawyer with a passion, both with a deep passion to serve the community. Our young people are talented, and in Singapore, regardless of race, language, or religion, they can achieve all their aspirations. Fellow Singaporeans, I'm going to make a serious speech. These elections, they are about your life, your family, and our country. What matters to you are jobs, housing, healthcare, education, security, freedom, freedom to achieve, and freedom to go for what you want. Question is, who do you think can deliver that? Who do you trust in your heart? What is your gut feel? I make 2 points. We have to understand what challenges we face as a society, as a country. And 2, how should our political system evolve so that we can continue to succeed as a people and as a country? What are the challenges? We face several challenges, external and internal. Let me just touch on 2, one external, one internal. The most serious internal challenge we face is that we are one of the fastest aging societies in the world. These elections must discuss serious issues. It is not just fun and games. It's not just the ability to come here and say things for the short term. It is thinking seriously about the issues that matter to you and to your children. In 2015, today, we have 5 people under 65 for every one of you who is over 65. By 2030, within 15 years, we are going to have only 2 persons under 65 for every 1 person over 65. In 15 years, there is only going to be 2 persons under 65 for every 1 person over 65. Think about that. Nearly 1 million people are going to be over 65 by 2030 in this small island of ours. What does that mean for our economy, for our social welfare policies, for our healthcare costs? Some people say raise taxes. Can it be done easily? We have to be competitive. Hong Kong is at 17%. We are at 22%. We rely on investments, jobs for our economy. You raise taxes, our taxpayers who can leave may well leave. And investments may leave too, and new investments will think hard before they come. Another suggestion in these elections is we cut defense spending by 40%. 40%. Is this a sensible suggestion? Everything you have, everything you see around you, at the core is based on our ability to defend ourselves. A strong, powerful SAF is essential. What will happen if we cut defense budget by 40%? I asked Dr. Tambaya about this proposal during a debate. He is a decent man, but what he said shocked me. He said defense benefits the rich more than others. Benefits the rich more than others because they have more to lose. We have our defense to protect every Singaporean, every one of your homes. We have to deal with our demographic issues, our aging issues in a serious way, and not with these crazy suggestions. We are not unique in having a low birth rate. Every major city in East Asia, Hong Kong, Seoul, Tokyo, Taipei, Shanghai, they all have birth rates which are similar to ours or even lower than ours. But it is more challenging for us because of our small size. And unlike Hong Kong, we don't have a godfather. Let me now touch on a key external challenge. Globalization, a challenge to our jobs, our young people's future. Today, many things that are done in Singapore can easily be done outside. Take accountants, Philippines, India, the biggest centers for business process outsourcing, like accounting, bookkeeping. You take the documents in Singapore, you email them to India or Philippines, they write up the accounts, they send them back to you here. Same with many aspects of legal work. Client walks into a law firm, you take the information, you send it to Bangalore, there are teams of 300 lawyers sitting there, they analyze, they report back. You have a small number here then to check that. Radiology, a 3-man team in Bangalore is now servicing 40 US hospitals at a fraction of the cost, at Indian doctors' salaries. In Singapore, you got to get into medical school, then you got to do housemanship, then you got to do specialization, and then you become a radiologist. And we have people there who will, you go into a hospital, X-ray is taken, you email it to Bangalore, they will read it, or Shanghai, and they send it back. Instead of having 10 radiologists, you can do it with 2 or 3 in Singapore now. China and India produce 1 million graduates in science, maths, engineering, technology. There's intense global competition. It's putting a pressure on our wages across all sectors. How do we keep our jobs? What is it that can be done in Singapore that cannot be done faster, better, cheaper in some other place? We have to think seriously about issues like this. We have to have a government that can think and plan and prepare and make sure Singaporeans have jobs. We have to create the bright future for our children. Let me now move to my second point, our political system. For over 50 years, we faced many severe challenges. We overcame them. One of the key reasons is because of our political system, which required that politicians must be honest with the people and put forward policies which are honest. That was and is the DNA of the PAP. You, Singaporeans, supported that for 50 years. The PAP drew its strength from you. You gave the strength to the PAP to do what was right. You helped to create the system which emphasizes on practicality and long-term planning and honesty. These are the strengths of Singapore. How do we ensure that these unique strengths remain? It means voting for people, whether from the PAP or from the other parties, people who are honest about public policies, who put forward policies which are sensible and responsible, and people who have financial integrity. We must insist on these qualities for all politicians, whether they are from the PAP or from the opposition. Then whoever is elected from any party will have those values. If, however, Singaporeans apply a different standard to everyone other than the PAP, then you encourage a different breed of politician who will draw strength from your support, and more people will see that these are the ways to get into politics and succeed in politics. So the first question is not whether the person is from the PAP or from another party. The first question is track record. His track record, his party's track record. That has to be good. It has to meet certain standards. If we want to maintain clean, honest, responsible political system, which can be the only way Singapore can succeed. Only if you tick that box, then the next question comes, who do you support? Whether the PAP or one of the other parties, and why? So with this in mind, what do the other parties offer you in these general elections? The SDP has said they want DPM Tharman to split from the PAP and form a grand coalition with the SDP, like the PKR in Malaysia. Like the PKR in Malaysia. That will destroy the political stability that has been the very foundation of our success. If you turn to the Workers' Party, in these elections, they have made their intentions clear. A few days ago, Ms. Sylvia Lim, Mr. Peng Eng Huat spoke openly and fiercely about what will happen if they were in government. Ms. Lim said that if the Workers' Party forms a government, it will get rid of various policies, including the GRCs. Mr. Peng referred to the Thai military coup. He said Thailand is okay, the civil service can run the country. So likewise, what he is saying is, if the PAP is out, let the Workers' Party run the government. Don't worry whether they are competent. The country will be run by the civil servants. They are being honest in saying that the Workers' Party wants to take over the government of Singapore. But it is astonishing to assure Singaporeans that don't worry whether we are competent or not, the country will still be run well. The SDP, the Workers' Party, their suggestions lead to the same conclusion. A change in the values that has made Singapore special. A change from requiring competence and unity in political leadership, and a change from the stability that we have had. an honest politician thinking about Singapore's success, rather than himself, will say, we will work hard for you, and we will prove to you that we are worthy of forming a government, and show you that track record as proof. In the case of the Workers' Party, there are 3 sets of records. Their performance in Parliament, their town council in the one place they were in charge in, and their general approach to questions and transparency. Parliament, you know what their record is. No meaningful contribution to any policy. No meaningful contribution to any policy. Whatever the PAP does, after we put forward the policy, they will stand up and say, do more. It's very easy, isn't it? Just do more. Second track record, town council, enough has been said. All I need to say is there are many questions which have not been answered, and a direct refusal by Mr. Pritam Singh in Parliament to answer any questions. I will not answer you, Minister, he said. Yes. Third, on their general approach to questions on transparency, many examples of what their approach is, but in general, you know, they avoid answering questions, and each time you raise a question, they divert the attention to something else. They believe that these are the ways in which one wins votes. Keep quiet in Parliament, roar at rallies without regard to what is the truth. For Singaporeans, for each one of you, the question is this the kind of politics you want? It is not a case of saying, oh, it's okay, it's only 1 more seat, or a few more seats, or 28 more seats. It is the question of the type of politicians you encourage. Do you want this culture to spread? If you accept this, then you will get many more people who come into politics with the same attitude. The spread of that culture is already clear. Look at the Workers' Party slate in Yishun. Mr. Gurmeet Singh left the Workers' Party a few weeks ago, after he was told that he would only be a backup candidate, meaning he wasn't good enough. He joined the Singh First Party and appeared with them in their colors, publicly campaigning. Why? Because they promised him that he will be a candidate. And then his priority was he must be a candidate by any means. Doesn't matter what the party colors he stands in or what the party's principles were, but after 1 day with the Singh First Party, he retracted his resignation and rejoined the Workers' Party. Why? Because they went to him and said, actually, we are one-man short, can you come back? And we will offer you a candidacy. So Mr. Gurmeet Singh is now a Workers' Party candidate here in Yishun. For him, his ambition partially realized. So I come back to the first point. You, every one of you, will decide what sort of politicians we want to encourage. To succeed, we must encourage and require honest, principled politics, not just on the part of the PAP, but also on the part of the opposition, both from the PAP and from all the other parties. Many parties are putting forward ideas in these elections. There are different ways of doing things, but there are different trade-offs. It is important that the consequences of each of those ideas, those have to be put across. Candidates must be honest and say, these are the costs, these are the trade-offs. Not just pretend that the skies will be blue, the clouds will lift, and all will be somehow better if voters pick them. Let me give you one example. on the Workers' Party's proposals on foreign workers. First, they said we should go slow on cutting back on foreign workers, meaning the government was tightening too fast, because tightening too fast may raise wage costs and cause Singapore to lose its competitive advantage. And then within 1 year, when they saw the popular mood, they changed completely and said, zero growth on foreign workers. Zero growth on foreign workers. Doesn't matter that 1 year ago they were taking something else or saying something else. The government must turn off the tap completely. But wait, that's not the end. Within 1 month after that, they changed again and said you should allow more foreign workers in specific sectors. Make it easier, for example, for families to hire more maids. All this is on the record. They don't seem to be embarrassed. And then earlier today, Mr. Gerald Giam seemed to suggest that maybe we shouldn't tighten foreign worker numbers anymore because it is hurting businesses. From zero, first to say we are cutting too much, then to zero because we are not cutting enough, and then to increase in some areas, and then now to say, well, you are hurting businesses. So say whatever is necessary whenever it is necessary. Singaporeans will forgive you. What exactly is the Workers' Party's position on foreign worker growth? You cannot be a responsible opposition, let alone a responsible government, if you make U-turns like this and say whatever is politically popular for the moment. Will you say anything to win votes? Sway your position with the wind. Turn cartwheels on policies. What does this say about your character? What does this say about your intentions? Never mind that people may lose their jobs because of your flip-flops, as long as you win. Freezing foreign worker growth is a very serious point. A responsible opposition should put it across the consequences. I can think of three. One, it makes it very, very difficult for SMEs. 70% of Singaporeans are employed by SMEs. If the SMEs close down, Singaporeans lose jobs. You hurt your own people. Does the Workers' Party tell you all of this? No. Second, it is a proposal achievable with Singapore's current fertility rates and labor force figures. On current projections, it is almost impossible in the near future to achieve 1% resident workforce growth, which the Workers' Party says it needs to implement zero foreign worker growth. Does the Workers' Party tell you this? No. Third, zero foreign worker growth means one foreign worker out, one foreign worker in. Who decides who comes in and who goes out? Who decides which Singaporean business should survive because it got the workers it needed, and which Singaporean business should die because it didn't? Does the Workers' Party talk about this? No. For good governance and good politics, look at what politicians say, their track record, their promises, and vote for the people who you believe can be trusted. Ask for the same fundamental basic values from everyone. Our future, your future, depends on this. Our future depends on good, honest politics. Your vote, your support will decide what sort of politics we will have in Singapore and what kind of person steps forward to serve, whether with the PAP or the opposition. Let me now say something about the team in Yishun. We have a good team, a good blend of youth and experience. You have heard them. We delivered our promises in the past. If you give us a mandate, you can be sure we will deliver again. We humbly ask for your support. Vote for the PAP. We will always be on your side. I would ask Josephus and my fellow members to join me, and all of you to join me now in 3 cheers. Majulah Nisun. Majulah PAP. Majulah Singapura. Thank you. We should go and meet them.
This is the spirit of Nisun. The candidates are down to the ground to meet the people. PAP, 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 PAP， 刚刚话 ，PAP， PAP， PAP。
啊，对。
那你明天拿去了。
OK，对。